Hi friends, it's Tracy from the Financial Freedom Diary, and today we're back to finish my forecasting using Dave Ramsey's allocated spending plan. I keep a link of Dave Ramsey's forms in my Budget With Me videos, so you can find it down there if you want to get a copy of this. And I also want to preface, this is not mine, just in case anybody ever thought that was. It's not. It's from Dave Ramsey. I actually went to FPU almost, I think, October 2017. So October this year will be 3 years ago. What I have on hand is the allocated spending plan, my calculator, and my erasable ink pen. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing below. And to all of my returning subscribers, hello. And if you do, hi, how are you? And so let's get started. Okay, the allocated spending plan is something that I learned to fill out when I went to Financial Peace University. And it was also the form that taught me how not to overspend my paycheck. And so when I do like paycheck to paycheck budgeting, I learned to budget with confidence. Before, it was always kind of like a wing and a prayer. Paycheck to paycheck budgeting was the very first type of budget that I did. I didn't know that's what it was called. But I started like mid-month. And so I just was trying not to overspend that particular paycheck. And so all you do on this form is you're writing down the balance, and then you're subtracting it from the previous balance. So you start off with the beginning of what your total income is, and then you subtract out the first line item, and you go all the way down, and you stop spending once you reach zero. So I will say that this was probably the hardest form that I've ever filled out, but it is the one that actually changed everything up for me mentally. I actually understood completely what I was doing. Okay, so the first paycheck is now done, and what I'm doing is just budgeting out that last little bit. Now I'm moving on to my second paycheck. So this makes me feel good that I know I can pay off student loan H. That'll take me down to having 12 student loans to go. I started out with 20 of them. I'm like the poster child for what not to do with student loans. And out of my second check, I don't take any cash envelopes out. I had gotten to a point where I could take all my cash envelopes out of one check, and I thought it would be a good idea just to go to the bank once as far as making a withdrawal. And then any other deposits are good, but withdrawals only once a month. And I had to learn to be a lot more disciplined with how I did the cash envelopes. Now, my gas money is not a cash envelope. I actually leave that in my checking account. You guys know that I go to work. I had to be there at 6, so I leave the house about 5:30, and it's not safe to be, getting out of the car, walking inside with cash or anything like that. My car insurance did drop down a few bucks. I think about $2. It might be as much as $4. I'm not sure. Or at least I don't remember. I have to go and check my email. But yeah, paying that my editing software yearly subscription fee was kind of a stressor for me this month, and something I wanted to make sure I could do and make sure I could actually pull it out of one check. So I'm finally finished, and it's looking like I'll be able to pay off student loan H. I have just a little bit more I need to pay out of my second paycheck. So I can't see my check stub yet, so that's why I'm kind of apprehensive, and it's going to take me a while to be able to see it. But maybe if I save enough out of my cash envelopes, I can cover that amount and just pay for it all out of my first paycheck. I think that's what I'll try to do, is save that extra $27.63 to cover that, so that way I can pay that all out of one and then just start working on the next student loan, which is Fed Loan I. And I did have enough money out of my first check, no, not my first check, I'm sorry, my second check, to pay my editing software, which is $220 this month. I do need to revisit my sinking funds for my subscriptions to see if I can put a little bit more here to cover the $220 a year, and to put a little bit more here. But in the subscriptions, I have this, I have Sam's, I have my PMI, and I feel like there's one more, but I have about 4 of them that I left. There's like 2 that I got rid of this year. So hopefully once I cut that down and look at that total cost, I can save enough on a monthly basis to cover everything that I need covering in a timely fashion, because I need to also make sure I time it right too. So, but thank you guys for watching, and I'm sorry I didn't print this front and back like I normally do, and so I have all these pages, which is kind of crazy. But thank you all for watching, and you have a super fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye y'all.